Because Timothy 6:16,
no.
only God is immortal.
Because I'll explain what they mean. So, are angels immortal? Silence. Are angels immortal?
Can I answer your question? Can I answer your question?
Okay. All right. In heaven,
bro. Can we keep on discussing? Okay?
Yes.
No, wait.
Let me finish my question because I'll ask.
No. You ask a question. I will respond.
Yeah. Let me just. I'm making
Don't
a
answer your own
statement.
question.
I'm making a statement. So obviously,
make a statement.
he said angels are immortal.
Can I answer?
Wait.
Can I answer?
Can
I answer?
Finish.
Okay. First and foremost, I'll tell you why that is not the same question. Let me answer. Let me tell you why.
Let me get to my point first.
No, you asked your question already. You asked is angels.
But let me just let me make my
Okay,
statement.
let me
elaborate,
So,
man.
do you believe angels are immortal?
First and foremost, I'll tell you why this is a non-question. Shall I tell you why? Because the word immortal, I've already explained to you. Someone who does not die.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Asked you, are angels
I haven't finished.
immortal, yes or
I
no?
haven't finished.
Okay.
What does that mean?
It means you die.
What does that mean?
According to the dictionary, it means the end of your life.
No. Death is a very simple definition where
The
it's
end
a
of your life.
Hold it. Where is a
Show me in the
separation?
dictionary where it says
Where is the
separation of soul and body.
Okay, so you don't believe the separation of the soul?
I'm saying by the definition of death. Show me where it says separation of
Open
body.
it.
Okay.
Okay, bring up the dictionary. And look at the word, look up the word death. And then look up the word immortal as well. Because when you're talking about only spirit,
So death.
yeah.
Oh, wait, 1 second.
Death is.
Just put what does death mean?
So death is the action or fact of dying or being killed, the end of life of a person.
Which means
I'll
from a, you know
End
that,
end of your life.
listen, when you say end of your life, does the soul separate from your body at that point?
100% truth.
I'm going by the definition.
No, you're a Christian.
doesn't-
No, you're a Christian.
Yeah,
You should know what
the
that
definition
is.
of death is the end of your life.
Yes, but what happens then? What happens then?
Separation.
For a Christian, what happens then?
Huh?
During death, what
but
happens?
I'm saying,
See, don't answer
I'm
now.
saying your understanding of immortal is
I'm
wrong.
asking you, what happens during death?
What happens during death?
Yes.
Separation.
You see, the reason you're quiet is because you agree with my statement.
What happens
That
with
is,
death?
your soul is separated from your body.
Yeah,
now wait.
you
Answering
said-
your question.
I said that-
Now I'm going to answer your question.
Yes.
Do the angels have a body?
Are the
Do the angels have a body?
Are the angels immortal? Is what my question was.
I will, but once you answer this question,
I,
you
I said I was on a line of questioning.
yeah, and so am I on a line of answering.
Yeah.
Now answer my question. Do the
So you're
angels have a body?
asking- I'm saying.
Do the angels have a body? Do the angels have a body?
Immortality means
Do
you
the
cannot
angels
die.
have a body?
Immortality.
Do the angels
Yes,
have a body?
I do.
They do?
Yes.
Like you?
They have an angelic body.
Show me where it says that.
So what? Are,
He just
are
made that
angel,
up.
Are angel spirits?
He just made it up.
When
Of course they're
was the first time you
spirit.
see an
Are they?
angel?
Of course they're spirit.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
So
Show me otherwise in the Bible.
Okay, according
Why they have
to
spirits?
wait.
What do you mean?
So when Harun
where was
and
last time you
the
see
two
an angel?
angels came on the Tower of
Well, according to
Babel,
the Bible,
were they spirits
angels,
or were they
could
bodily?
come down and take
Were they
human form.
bodily?
Can I answer?
Oh yes.
Angels could
They
come down
can
and
take
take
on a
human
form
Okay.
of a human.
So then they become mortal.
This guy doesn't
You
understand.
take on the form of.
When we talk about
I mean, that's
when
the
we,
actual
okay,
nature.
you know, if that is your definition
But
of
then
a
they
mortal, wait, if that is your definition of mortal, then Jesus became mortal.
This is my question. When they take the form of a human,
That's
can
true.
angels die?
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
When they take on the form of a human,
Yes.
it doesn't mean that they became a human being.
Okay.
Yes, it just means that
You
they.
said to me, do
wait,
they
wait,
have a body?
It just means they manifest as a human. Doesn't
Okay.
mean they become human
So
beings.
they have a body.
Okay,
They
first-
can have a body.
They can have a body.
Hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
now
they
you-
can
Can
have
I
a
You're
answer?
body.
contradicting
But
yourself.
can I answer?
Yes,
Can
go
I
on.
answer? When you say they have a body,
Yes.
do they have a human body or they
That's
look
not
like
what
humans?
I said. We said the end of life and about
Yeah,
body.
but they can
Bro,
appear
listen.
as human.
You know,
Doesn't necessarily mean that they are human.
you
but
really
they
need
can
to
appear.
understand the difference between what an angel manifesting as human is and what a human being is.
Okay.
A human being by nature is mortal, and that is the reason Jesus was able to die. Does God the Father die? No. Does God the Son die? Yes. God the Son, according to you,
God
if
the
he
Son-
died, then he's
God
immortal.
the Son was immortal, and that's why I said.
Oh,
your
so you
under-
know- so you don't believe in the
I said-
crucifixion?
I said
He
your
was a fool.
understanding. I said your understanding of immortal is wrong, because this,
I've already defined what immortal is.
When he died,
He was fully
acting.
man and fully
in
God.
his humanity,
Okay, wait.
Acting.
he was in his humanity. his humanity
Fully
died.
man, fully
What do you
God.
mean his humanity died?
So
His nature died or the person
the
died?
second person of the Trinity did not die.
Oh, so the person did not die, the nature died. Is that what you're saying?
Say that again.
Did the person die or did the nature die? During crucifixion.
The humanity died.
So the nature died.
The body you mean?
Wait. You're saying the nature died.
The humanity.
Which means the nature, right?
what is the human
Humanity is the
The
nature, it's not the
corruptible
person.
flesh died.
The flesh died.
The flesh
The
died.
flesh is also the nature.
The divine, and you have the flesh.
Oh my God. Which person died?
The flesh died.
Is the flesh nature or is it the person?
I don't understand your.
Okay, let me make you
that's why
understand.
I'm saying
So
your,
you believe-
your,
wait,
your
brother.
understanding might be different
Wait,
from
wait.
mine.
You-
I'm saying
let me ask
to
you-
make it simple. I'm saying the flesh died.
You don't understand the difference between the nature and the person, do you?
Explain.
Okay.
that's why
Is the nature attached to a person or is it just by itself?
Is the nature attached to a person?
Yes. Or is it just by itself?
What's the nature?
The nature, the human nature, the divine nature.
What is the human nature?
The human nature is
For me, the human nature is the flesh.
Okay. Is the flesh attached to a person?
Is the flesh attached to a person?
Answer.
In terms of human beings, you have a soul and you have a flesh. In terms of Jesus, there was the divine
Even in
and you
human,
had the flesh.
look, even in human nature,
Yes.
you have a flesh. Are you a person?
Yes.
Is the flesh attached to you as a person?
Yes.
Thank you. In the case of Jesus, was that flesh attached to the person?
The flesh was it. You had the divine and you had the flesh.
Good.
Yes.
So you had two natures, the flesh and the
The
divine.
hypostatic union, which we've been going
Were
around in
those,
circles about.
you know, you mentioned the word flesh, you
Yes.
mentioned the term divine. Are these natures?
Okay.
Or are they persons?
Say that again.
Are these two natures
Yes.
or are they persons?
The divine flesh, the divine and the human.
Are they flesh and the divine, are these two different natures of Jesus or are they two different persons?
Two different natures.
Thank you. Attached to which person?
The divine was in the flesh. The
This
word.
guy is lost at plot.
Both natures,
what you're asking is-
They both attached to the
They're-
second
they're-
person of
yeah,
the Trinity.
they're
They
attached to
both,
Jesus.
both these natures are attached to the second person of the Trinity.
If they're both attached to the third, so then you have three.
No, the natures are not a person. You don't understand the difference between a person and a nature.
Okay.
You see, you keep making this mistake
what
because
the-
you don't know the
You've got the
difference.
divine nature and you've got the human nature attached to one
Person.
the second person in the Trinity.
What is the person? The will.
No, the person is a persona.
Yes.
The persona and the person here, which you use as the what is the Greek term you use? The homoousis is the essence. Yes. What is the other term?
The oasis and the hypostasis.
The hypostasis. Yes. So I'm talking about the hypostasis. The hypostasis is a person.
Yes.
The hypostasis has a homoousis, the nature.
Yes.
They're not the same thing. You agree?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you understand Greek better than English.
Because I understand the terminology.
Good.
But
So now
your-
I'm using your terminology.
Your descriptions are. Is
That's
what's
fine, that's fine.
confusing me.
You
Yeah.
understood the hypostasis?
Yes.
And you understand the homoousis?
Yes.
Yes? They're not the same. Do you agree?
Yes.
They're not the same.
They're not the same. The
Yes.
hypostasis.
It's not the same as the homoousis.
Well, personality and the essence. So they're different.
No, the person,
Yes.
yes? We know that person is not the essence.
Okay.
Okay? And the person is not the nature either. The nature, the nature attached to the person.
See, you're bringing. We've gone from hypostasis, and oasis. Now you're bringing in person and nature.
I'm using English.
Yeah, but that's why we've now got four different terminologies.
Okay, when you talk about the essence,
Yes.
which is the oasis.
So
Yes, oisa.
So how does the nature
Wait,
relate
the
to
oisa
Yeah.
is the essence.
Yes.
Okay? And the hypostasis
Yes.
is a person.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this person,
Yes.
when you talk about his essence is made of what nature?
The essence.
Do you understand the question?
He does.
No, but that's why.
The essence of this person or hypostasis is made of what
The
nature?
divine nature.
And in the case of Jesus, and
Human.
In his humanity. So when Jesus incarnated,
yes, what nature? What is the other nature?
the humanity.
So human nature
Yes.
and the divine nature.
Yes.
Do you agree? So this hypostasis
Yeah.
is one hypostasis, one person having two natures. Okay, now if I asked you, in the Trinity you got three hypostases. Do you agree? Do you agree? Okay? One hypostasis is divine, the first person of the Trinity, the Father. It doesn't have any human nature. Do you agree?
Yes.
The third person of the Trinity is also the same. It is divine, doesn't have a human nature. However, the second person of the Trinity has two natures, divine and human.
In the flesh form.
Yes, during the crucifixion.
Yeah.
During the crucifixion.
Yeah.
Did that person, which has two natures, die?
No.
Then who died on the cross?
Humanity.
Was he a different person?
Because you had.
Wait, was he a different person?
Because you had.
No, answer the question.
You had to think
You
of,
said in humanity.
in a simple way, in a simple way to answer.
You are contradicting yourself.
In a simple way,
is like
his flesh
your
died.
soul,
His flesh died.
Instead of you
That's what died.
having a soul,
Like
by
he's
the way,
agreeing.
soul was divine.
That's
So
that's
when
exactly
you
what it
die,
is. Bro, we need to understand
When
you're
he
dealing
dies,
with
he got-
spirituality.
your soul
You're dealing with
doesn't die.
spiritual.
That doesn't mean he's immortal.
in terms of the hypostatic
In
union,
that form,
when the
what
flesh
does that
died,
mean?
think of
When
the
you say-
soul
when you say
as
that
the
the flesh
divine.
died, what do you mean by
That's why
The
Jesus
divine
says
still
when you
carries
die,
on.
it says
Did I say
it's as if you're sleeping. Because you're not actually
Which
dead.
person died? I
That's
tried
why
asking
it's
you. I didn't ask
so.
about the
We need to
nature.
understand.
It's a human of whom
You know,
We are
when, you know, we
complex in
all
our
will
nature.
die one day.
We are flesh.
Do you think we
and
all
we
are
are
immortal?
spirit. That's
Because our soul lives on?
when Jesus says, when you die,
Are we
it's as if
gods?
you're
Are
sleeping.
we all immortal?
You're not actually
Do we
dead.
return
What
back,
does-
do we
Your
return
flesh
back
is
to our
corrupt.
former state?
Everything
when we
in this
look at
earth
the
is basically
definition
corruptible.
of
It can
mortal,
die.
Yes.
Right? But the nature, the soul,
Exactly.
does
So
live
then-
on.
Exactly.
Is your soul?
And it's your soul.
Is your
The soul is
immortal?
your like.
No,
it's
you
like
don't
a persona.
understand
Imagine
the
your
meaning of the
your
word.
engineer.
Wait,
basically.
do you know why I explained
Your
to
body
you
is
the
like
meaning of
a
death?
Are you God
mechanism.
after you die?
But the true person,
your
okay,
soul
our
lives on.
true man is your
Immortal.
soul.
No, hold on. Are you
I've
God
already
That's
answered this.
exactly
hold
his
on. Are
point.
you God after
in the
you die?
Quran,
But he's
that's why I
really
tried to-
confusing.
You don't know what
No, no,
immortal
when-
means.
when-
You don't know what
no,
that
when
means.
you're-
It's the
when-
body
when-
of
when I was-
Jesus.
when I was asking you
Is
the
your
question,
soul immortal?
wait,
Is your soul
I already
immortal?
answered it.
no, when
can
I was
look it on the video.
when I was
Did the
answering-
human
no,
body
listen.
of Jesus
When I
die
was
or
asking my
not?
questions, I got cut off. So I said, in the Quran, you have the young boys that are like servants. It calls them immortal.
What's that? Say again?
Like
Which young boys? What are you talking
they're
about?
like servants. Let me
Where?
find
Which
them.
servants?
Let me find them.
Don't
point
open
you're
another
making,
subject.
Hashim,
Don't open another
Because
subject.
you have because we're talking about what is immortality.
Did
So
Jesus-
I asked,
But what is your
body.
definition of immortality? What is
Did
your
the
definition?
Jesus
immortality
body.
means you cannot die.
Okay, do you die?
I die.
Okay.
I can
Every
die.
day.
Wait a minute. Are you immortal?
My soul.
Soul is
Your
immortal.
soul.
Yeah,
We're
my
asking
soul
is
is
your
immortal.
flesh.
You know when did you read 1 Timothy 6:16? In the context of that,
Yes. What is-
you know you always talk when I'm trying to finish a verse.
Okay.
Have respect for the Bible. I'm quoting a verse to you.
Yes.
You need to understand it. In 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 16, when God says He alone is immortal.
So Christians.
Let me finish.
So
Let me ask you a question.
Christians believe angels are
bro,
immortal.
Let me ask you a question.
So
I finished the statement.
yeah, okay.
You didn't even let me finish.
I'll explain to you what that Timothy means. So this is why I had to ask you.
Let me ask you the question first,
Yes.
before you explain it.
Okay.
When God says, when your Bible says, He alone is immortal. Okay, so in the context of 1 Timothy
Yes.
6:16, please define the term immortal. He alone is
Okay.
immortal.
Now
Please.
I will answer your question, but I have to ask you some questions. Are angels immortal?
I've already answered that question. I'm
Just say
sorry.
yes, yes
I'm
or-
sorry to say this.
Okay.
I've already answered this question. The reason I answered this question
Okay.
is because you're asking someone who doesn't have a body if he's immortal.
What is the definition of mortal? Someone whose life cannot end.
Immortal means someone who
Separation
doesn't die.
of body
No.
What is
yes,
that?
someone cannot die.
Yeah, that
so
is what that.
Are angels
Wait a minute.
immortal?
Do you know why I asked you the definition of death earlier? It's because in order to understand immortal, you have to first define the term death. Death means separation of the soul from the body.
So then
This doesn't apply. This
but then,
doesn't.
yes, but then if angels don't have souls, then you've answered the question. Angels
angels
are
don't have
immortal,
body.
so they're immortal. Because
Angels-
also,
Angels do not have bodies.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they are immortal.
immortal means you cannot die. So therefore, you're saying they don't have a body,
Can I
so
ask
they
you-
can't
can I-
die. So
can-
then you've answered my
No,
question. Yes.
I did not tell you they did not die. I told you that they do not have a body. Now, if God wants to kill an angel, listen. If God wants to kill an angel, can He kill him?
I'm asking you that.
No, I'm asking you.
I don't know. You tell me.
You don't know about angels?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me.
Okay.
Do
you believe in a fallen angel?
Do I believe in fallen angels?
Yes.
Yeah.
You do. Okay. Can the fallen angels die?
I don't know. You tell me.
What do you think?
They can be destroyed by fire.
They can be destroyed.
Not fully. Not.
They'll go into the hellfire.
fire.
So you guys are. So you guys. So are you saying they are immortal?
Huh?
Are you saying they're immortal, the fallen angels?
Still immortal, yeah.
So your God and fallen angels are no different. Seriously.
How?
What kind of
Because
Christians are
God
you?
I didn't
beginning.
say that.
God
I'm
had no
asking you.
beginning.
Nobody. You.
I'm asking you. I asked you, are angels immortal?
Okay. To me.
Yes.
To me, it's very clear.
Yes.
We human beings are different from the angels. The angels, if God wants to put an end to their life, however, whatever, we don't know how, but He could put an end to them. The reason, the reason I pointed you to 1 Timothy 6:16, where God says He exclusively is immortal. What does that mean? Nobody else is immortal except Him.
He's a,
Do you
but
agree?
the angels are
No,
immortal
do you
too.
agree with that statement
I
which I
agree,
just
God
made?
is- so
that
That
means
the
you
only
reject-
one who is immortal is who? God Almighty.
God is immortal,
Yes.
yeah.
When God says this,
Yeah.
who are you or me to say otherwise?
No
But
one
you're
says
saying
otherwise.
otherwise. You are.
How are we saying otherwise?
Because you're basically saying that Jesus
You said they cannot die. The
is
fallen angels.
eternal.
Hold
Jesus is eternal.
listen.
And that goes against
Okay,
Timothy.
listen,
Hold on,
guys.
hold on.
It's time for
We are
Maghrib.
all, we are
let
all
me-
created
let me-
beings, right?
Bravo. Can we
Wait,
continue
no,
next
hold on.
time?
We are all
Because it's time for
created
Maghrib and I need to go and pray now. All right, so with that, I think we should end it. If you want, we can continue next time, inshallah. But please read up on three things. The definition of death, the definition of immortal, the definition of hypostatic union. Okay? And the definition of a person and a being. Are they the same or different? Jazak Allah Khair.
Okay.
Okay, peace be with you.